Hello everyone, and thank you for watching the video. Today I've got my Ryobi brush cutter back out. I used it now twice, and this will be the third time. So I'm getting a little bit better with it. It's cutting a little bit more than I thought it could cut. I'm going to show you the stuff that we're going to be cutting today. It's pretty dense stuff. Because of that, I went ahead and bought a different blade, a different brand. I'll show you that as well, and we'll try them out. We'll try the Ryobi and this new blade today, and kind of get an idea of what to expect from both of these brush cutter blades. Here's a look at the Ryobi brush blade Tri Arc. Now it is not sharp, and they recommend that you don't sharpen the blade. You know, it's a straight shaft. I'm going to turn the blade over. I used it last time for about an hour on some of that heavy brush. And I mean, it's still pretty, well, I wouldn't say that's sharp, but the edges are fairly sharp. I mean, they're not going to cut me, but that's kind of what you can expect. So let's go ahead and flip it over, you know, so you can kind of see what the flange washer looks like and the arbor. To do that, there's a pin that they provided, so there'll be a hole that lines up with the arbor, and then I'm just going to use an adjustable wrench. Now you turn it clockwise to loosen it. It's the opposite of your common screw or bolt. Okay, so that's the nut with a washer built on. Then you have a cupped washer. Okay, here's the Tri Arc blade, 1-inch hole. I'm going to flip that over. This side, yeah, this is sharper here. And the other side. Yeah, that's quite dull there. So it's a little bit sharper here. Again, it is flat. There's no real beveled edge to it. All right, so you have this flange washer here. Then there's the arbor, the gear. So this goes over that. And that's where you see that's raised, so you put your blade over the 1-inch hole, just like that. All right, now I'm going to show you the new blade. Again, tightening it is the opposite of what you would think. It's to the left. All right, let me show you the new blade that I ordered. I haven't even taken it out of the package yet. So here's the new blade that I got. I'm just going to call that Eapele, maybe Eapele, but anyway, this is a reversible blade as well. It's got this steel ring here. I think this is 1 inch, but this would be if you have a smaller arbor that you need to put it on. I think this was for like 22 millimeters. Okay, so it's supposed to be, it says it's sharpened, and you can kind of see bevels here. I mean, it's not like sharp by any means, but it is kind of beveled here, and here it looks like as well. Right here on the end, you can clearly see it. So yeah, it's the same on both sides. Ends right here, that bevel ends right here, begins right here. Direction of the cut. Got briars here, saplings. We got actually a tree where other limbs have sprouted out. We'll try to level that off a little bit. Blackberries, I guess. Okay, so it took some time. I had to take my time, I should say, but I was able to cut all this down. I mean, I couldn't get back here before cutting it. There was no way I could walk back here. It was all overgrown. Came up to that fence there. You can still see there's some on the other side, my neighbor's side. So yeah, all this is cut down now. It's not cut down completely to the ground. Some of these really like almost trees. They're just a little bit too big for the brush blade. I don't want to push my trimmer on something like that. I will show you some of the biggest ones that I've cut. So here's right up the biggest one I've cut here, and I just cut that, the last that you saw. So it's like right at an inch. It's pretty clean. You know, there's some breakage here at the end. There it is right there. Probably don't want to push for going, well, it's not recommended to go that thick. Probably 3/4 of an inch right there. But I would say that the Tri Arc is a little bit cleaner of a cut. They do both take about the same time to cut something, you know, a ½ inch or so. So it's been a couple of weeks now since I made that video, and I'm going to go over kind of what I can remember how both of these blades were when it came to cutting. Both of them are very similar, and you know, can pretty much do what you saw there. I would probably prefer this Tri Arc blade. It seemed to be a little cleaner cutting, more like a saw. So I probably would give it the advantage for what I was doing. You know, the edges here are sharp. Both these blades, you can turn them over and use the other side. But yeah, there is some sharpness to the edges, which I think probably helps. This is lighter for my 25cc trimmer that I was using. I think is more compatible with the that 25cc. The Eapele here is a heavier blade. It is wider, and it's more of a blunt. Instead of like a saw, it was more like just kind of breaking this stuff. At least that's kind of what I've noticed. Now it is tapered. You know, they did taper it here all over. I think I showed that earlier. But it's still very blunt. It's, you know, still very blunt right here in places. There's no real sharp edges like you have on this Tri Arc here. So that's kind of the difference. Both of them would definitely work with clearing that kind of brush out. Again, my 25cc trimmer felt more comfortable using this with kind of the saw effect on it, rather than this just crushing, breaking kind of effect. I mean, it does saw as well, but for me, this seemed to saw better. Anyway, that's my overall take on the two blades. Thanks for watching the video. Hope it's been helpful. Till next time, have a nice day out there, and take care.